Hello everyone. This is a no damage playthrough of the Resident Evil 7 Not a Hero DLC on professional mode.
Is it ready? Can we begin? I can't help it, man. We've got work to do.
Chris, did we lose him?
No. Ethan Winters has been secured. He's alive and well considering.
And Lucas Baker? Right now, he's our only link to the connections.
He's next on my list. All right, I'm in the mine.
Signal strong. You're coming through loud and clear, Chris. We didn't get much from the first unit before we lost contact, but apparently Lucas turned the mine into his own personal hideout.
How many men did we lose?
3 of our best. Their last transmission was near a lab that should be just ahead. I'm going to need you to check it out.
Got it.
So this run was done in This run was done in about 7 saves or so. Professional mode starts you off with only a knife. So the only way to be able to take out enemies
idea
this
what
early
this
on
is up to
is
down
to do
here?
just guards,
We're still
to deflect
analyzing
enemy
the
attacks
data,
and
but it
follow up
looks
with
like
punch
you've been running
attacks.
experiments with an E-type immunomycete.
The timing window is very, very
Become a
small
part of those
on professional,
experiments.
so I actually did use an unlockable item, the Easy Deflect. Location of the first 2 files are already in Chris's inventory. Just try to put them away.
I'm getting you out of here.
Leave me. It's too late.
We're both walking out of here.
I got news for you.
What?
That's not gonna happen. Oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Now, you can try and take that off all you want, but I'd advise against. My hand might slip and...
Lucas!
Oops. Now, here's the deal, Chris. You don't follow me, and I don't bounce your head off the ceiling. Oh, the same goes for your little soldier brains, too. Adios. Muchachos.
Fuck.
So a little explanation.
It's the E-type immunomycete. Your mask will switch
Without the
automatically.
Easy Deflect,
Keep an eye on your oxygen tank.
you have to block it pretty much the exact second the attack connects. That's called a just block,
Looks like you're clear of any contamination.
or a just guard.
You should head back and get that bomb on your arm deactivated.
No time. I don't want to give that asshole a head start.
Understood.
As you can see, the game basically pulls no punches up to this point. You can just run to the left of this guy, and he'll never hit you. He doesn't even do a sucker punch attack. Sometimes this guy likes to, not react, so gotta kind of wait for him to attack. But if you're playing through on professional mode, it's recommended that you clear easy first in order to get the Easy Deflect item.
Chris, we finished analyzing the data we intercepted from Lucas. It's like we thought. The son of a bitch has been sending status reports on Evie to the connections. Find him and bring him in. We can't let this happen again.
Are you sure you just don't want to recruit him?
Chris, we've been over this.
Maybe the BSAA's convinced. If they weren't, I wouldn't be here. But working with Umbrella's gonna take some getting used to on my part.
I know it must be difficult, and to tell the truth, a lot of our members have been with us since even before we reincorporated as a PMC. About all that's left now is the name. Let's just focus on the mission and maybe we can continue this conversation when you get back, okay?
Sure, whatever.
It's going to be safer to do a just guard on this one and punch him instead of running straight around him, because a lot of times the molded like to do a sucker punch attack to keep you from just straight up passing around them. There's a neuro grenade on top of the barrel there. I go immediately in and out of the shutter and just come back into the room once all the molded have been despawned. Part 2 is going to take us through the red shutter door. To get the cell key, there's 6 regular molded and 1 white fat molded. I'm not sure if Mama Molded is the official name, but that's what everyone's calling it, so I think it's kind of an appropriate name. Given that the Mama Molded is going to follow you around a bunch, it's better to stay between the elevator and the minecart over here and just let them come to you. There's also some gas traps around, and a lot of them will just hit. So far we've taken out 3 of them. There's number 4 coming down. Also, in case you're wondering about the number in the top left, I'm playing on the PC version. That's my frame rate. In general, just guards are going to be very difficult to pull off. I think my timing for the just guards is pretty accurate, but I still wanted that extra timing window because I thought that the extra bit of human error like the timing window might have been too tight, so I just kind of stuck with it this way. I hope you can forgive me. But that's the only New Game Plus item that I used for the duration of this run. I also got rid of the crouch walk, or sorry, the running shoes, the item that essentially functions as the running shoes, walking shoes. So we got the gear. We're gonna put in the first one and equip the neuro grenade.
I have no idea. It's something.
Throw it at the Mama Molded, then go to grab the crank. The neuro grenade is going to immobilize the Mama Molded pretty much exactly long enough to turn the crank and grab the cell key. It also seems to disable or interrupt Mama Molded's attacks for the most part. Now that we have the cell key, we're going to get the high-grade filter. Also, I should mention that this run does collect all the files and antique coins on Professional.
Everything's all right now.
That's just what he wants you to think. I'm just the bait, and you fell for it.
What? Oh, shit!
Take the filter. On my mask. Hurry.
But you'll die.
I'm dead anyway.
Try, Chris. Watch and learn.
Lucas! No! I'm sorry. Lucas.
Man, Lucas is such a sadistic fuck. I'm glad he fucking dies.
I can't wait to get my hands on that ass.
Just remember we need him alive, Chris.
Yeah.
In order to be able to use the save point, you pretty much have to go back and forth through the shutter in order to despawn the molded. Otherwise, you cannot access the save point. Next, we're going through the green shutter area. We still don't have guns. Pretty much another case for me to use the easy deflect item. Because there's just no guns whatsoever until you get to the blue area. But the easy deflect does help in order to learn some of the harder timing windows. Or at least learning the animations, the enemy's attack animations at the bare minimum. This new white molded over here. The new white molded cannot be killed unless you shoot ramrod bullets into them first. If you've already cleared easy mode, then that goes without saying, but you basically can't kill the white molded not until you're able to get a handgun. But there's not really much of a case to kill the white molded either, because they're pretty easy to avoid. There's 2 files in here.
Good.
A box of ramrods and the night vision device. Man, I should look at a better way of encoding this video. It's a good thing this video is just a placeholder. That I'm just using for syncing audio. So that barrel that we just destroyed sometimes has either an incendiary grenade or a regular grenade. Also, the solution is up, down, up. We're going to have 3 incendiary grenades up to this point that we're just going to use to take out the baby molded over here. The first grenade will take out that box. Usually there's a third. And generally after 3 incendiary grenades, you can just weasel your way onto the elevator. For this guy, just run up to him and slash like crazy. He'll back up a bunch. His AI is pretty similar to the 4-legged molded. There's another white molded over here. We're going to wait for him to attack. Just guard. Crouch around the corner here. If you crouch, then the gun turrets will not detect you, but they will detect him. As soon as you hear the fat molded, you're going to go ahead and prime your grenade, and it should come out pretty much as soon as he comes around the corner. We need another neuro grenade for these four-legged molded over here. As soon as they spawn, we can just stun them, then finish them off with the knife. And after that, throw one grenade to take out these 3 gun turrets. Doing so will eliminate a rather difficult section of the green mine area where there's going to be a shit ton of molded. We need to go back through there anyway to get coins, but if we do so later, then we can do it at a time where we've despawned all the enemies. A huge shout out to my friend Matt Durock, by the way, for finding a rather large chunk of these strategies. Going to despawn these enemies here, make another save. Now we're going through the blue door. If we head to the right, there's an antique coin. That's the second antique coin. There's another box here. It could contain a random grenade or a medical item. But this whole area is full of booby traps, including the gas traps. Don't step on the tiles. And there's another wire trap there. It should be mentioned that when you come back through this area later, all the traps will be disarmed. And over here is our first gun. A fat headless molded is going to come around the corner here. We just pop him 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Kaboom. The fat headless molded, actually the fat molded in general in Not a Hero have very little HP. I wish that they were made this way in the main game. If we're quick enough, then we can actually push this one before... We can actually push this one and get its attack frame started as quickly as possible. Because then the fat molded will just run into the cart and explode, and we won't take any damage. By pushing this minecart over here, we can get the lockpick. And then move on to the area with the clunky door. We're going to leave all the booby traps intact, so just carefully crouching under everything for the most part. There's going to be some handgun bullets on the shelf to the right. There was another box of handgun bullets in here that I missed. It was on that shelf to the left over there. Also, don't destroy the barrel because it's booby-trapped. We're grabbing the clown key here. We can do a just guard whenever the four-legged molded that spawns there hits the tripwire. Then we're going to spawn the second and third four-legged moldeds. The booby traps just take them out in one shot. There's 3 more tripwires here that we're just going to wait for the white molded over here to hit. Then once he hits the third one, we can just run right around him and close the door behind us. White moldeds put you in danger pretty much instantly, but we don't got to worry about them. Then we're going to pay attention to that diagonally lined up tripwire there and just like run behind it. The four-legged molded is just going to hit it. Don't need to worry about him. The third antique coin is there. Then there's handgun ammo. We're going to crouch here. Crouch under this one as well. The baby molded there could hit one of the bombs, so you can just like either back off or shoot him.
Okay? Hang on. I'm coming.
Generally, the handgun is pretty much only good for prodding the baby molded. Another one is going to jump out off of the shelf there. Like a little froggy. Also, don't press the action button in front of that dude. It's a trial and error sequence. The game will just kill you for not knowing what to do. Kind of dumb. There's the 4th antique coin. Destroy those boxes. Get things. And cue cutscene. Also, the clip-fed shotgun is in this room.
Yeah, it's you. Thanks. I was beginning to think we'd been left behind. I think we can get out this way. Luke is a fucking psycho. Not sure what's worse, him or those things. We gotta get out of here. Over here. We can get out. Up through there. Oh, fuck. You gotta be kidding me. Fuck! 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 Get this thing off of me! No!
I don't know about you, Christopher, but I'm getting real tired of playing games.
3 men, Lucas. 3 of my men dead because of you. This ends, and it ends now.
Well, I don't think so. It's about to be 4 dead soldiers in a minute. You're going to fail, then you are going to die.
Okay, we got a situation here.
We're on it, Chris. Head back to the central cavern and wait for further instructions.
Don't let me down.
So there's one trip mine still set up, but all the other traps in this room are disarmed. We're just going to pop these guys in the head and follow up with punches. There's another blade molded here. Punch him, and then there's going to be a fat molded on the right. 1, 2, 3. That's all the enemies in here.
Chris, good news. Our video logs from the first unit show canisters of liquid nitrogen nearby. You might be able to deactivate the bomb by freezing.
We can just crouch over
Where are
here.
the canisters?
the storage space in the mine work area. Go through the red shutter door.
Then make our save. This is probably the single most difficult part of a no damage playthrough. At least it was for me to learn.
The liquid nitrogen is in the storage space located in the mining work area. You need to hurry.
So just following up with QTEs basically allows us to kill these molded in one shot. Not a hero generally balances out how easy it is to kill enemies by simply throwing a shit ton at you. But they're all very easy to space out. We're not going to bother shooting a ramrod at this guy, we're just going to like go wide. I'm re-equipping my regular handgun bullets. While I was in the elevator, I made sure that my cursor was on the clown key so that I could just run on the outside, go straight to the door, open it, and get through before the 4-legged molded catch up with me. Two incendiary grenades and an antique coin. Gonna deflect this guy. Generally what I do is I anticipate the second step, and on the second step is when the white fat molded is going to attack. I haven't really seen any other attack animations from him. At least not yet. Probably has a grab that kills you in one hit for all I know. There's another antique coin. We're going to be up to 7 antique coins by the end of this section. So now we have 5 ramrod bullets. We're just going to blow up in these barrels here and just stock up on shotgun ammo. I put the neuro grenades in the first slot. Now I load up ramrods because Mama Molded is going to spawn right here. She takes damage pretty much on the first frame, so then I run up to her and I ADS and just unload my shotgun because she's going to get back up. But as soon as my clip is out, I throw 1 regular grenade, just like on the first possible frame, and that usually takes her down, and I can just do another cycle of straight DPS like this. On the third cycle, she generally gains armor, so she's going to vomit. I throw a neuro grenade, and then I just try to throw as many of these grenades as I can. It's RNG whether she falls after you throw another grenade or not. But generally it's going to take 4 grenades, a neuro, and like 40 or something shotgun shells to the head. But the neuro on the third cycle is probably the only reliable way
Here goes nothing.
to make sure that she gets stun locked.
Take it off before it thaws and restarts.
Shit!
You all right, Chris?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Okay, Lucas. It's just you and me.
There's antique coin number 7.
Chris, we're showing a room located behind the shield machine.
Lucas?
It's possible. See if you can get in there to check it out.
Got it.
Now we're going to activate the shield machine, which despawns all of the enemies in the entire area, and then we can just go back through the areas where we missed antique coins and just go pick them up. Pretty much dedicated a segment exclusively to that. Actually, I discovered that all the enemies despawn after you summon the shield machine here. While making this segment here, it was completely by accident. But that's how discoveries are found.
Chris, we're showing a room located behind the shield machine.
So now everything's despawned. We're going to go ahead and use this lockpick over here to get the 3 more ramrod rounds. I'm trying to save as many ramrods as I can for the Lucas boss fight at the end, because ramrods are about as powerful as magnum bullets against Lucas. We have to wait for the shield machine to come out, otherwise we can't go through this shutter here. Also, you can't guard cancel reload with the handgun. In Not a Hero, because the ammo replenishes at the very end of the animation, unlike all the other guns in Resident Evil 7. There's antique coin number 8. There's a stabilizer in here as well. The gun turrets still do work. You can take damage on these gun turrets, so just crouch walking to get past them. Those gun turrets are destroyed from earlier. Then we're going to go back through the area where we found the 4-legged molded, or we killed the 4-legged molded with the neuro and the knife earlier. I almost got wrecked by that turret. Teehee. Normally, if we go back through here without activating the shield machine, then there will be like 2 or 3 more molded plus a white molded. But they are no longer here, so got the antique coin. There's 2 antique coins in here. So at this point we have all 10 of the coins that you're going to get on Madhouse. Shoutouts to Matt DeRock for finding all of them. A huge shout out to Matt DeRock in general. I gotta help that guy get a YouTube channel started. So now we have the steroids and the Thor's Hammer Sight C. I'm getting rid of all the healing items in my inventory. By switching to Sight C, then the Thor's Hammer has extended range and firepower as well. Also, I didn't know that you only get 5 save slots for Not a Hero in general.
I see. Very impressive, my friend. Very impressive. Let's just see how impressive you really are.
So there's going to be 6 regular molded, a fat molded, and a white molded. In general, I'm just trying to stay back as far as possible because there's no spawn point directly to the right, so as long as you line them up and you just shoot to repel, you can do punches until the fat molded shows up, at which point you pull out your shotgun for all the other molded on this phase. But in general, just as long as you keep them in front of you, you shouldn't have to worry. That's the last molded, so I knew that I could take a little more liberty with my movement there. A 4-legged molded is going to pop out from behind the shelf over here. I gotta make sure that I keep the ramrods equipped here. He'll generally always die in 1 or 2 bullets. The 4-legged moldeds. That one almost got me. I don't reload the regular bullets for the rest of this fight, because if I do, then they're not going to be ready in case I need to kill one of the white moldeds. The white moldeds just die in 1 shot, so it's no big deal. On the last cycle, 2 fat molded are going to pop out from behind those carts over there. So 1 Neuro will stun them, and 1 Ramrod each will kill them both. I elected to do this so I had a little more shotgun shells in the laboratory in a second. 1, 2, and they're down. So while they're dying, you gotta wait for them to explode before you can move, and then you can just grab all the goodies over here.
Okay, no more, all right? I don't have anything left.
You won't get any sympathy from me, asshole.
I know. I've done I've done terrible things. Horrible things. I killed your man. I tortured them. And I enjoyed every second, soldier boy. Just like I'm going to enjoy watching you burn.
Commencing countdown to detonation.
You hear that? Sounds like time running out for you. Tick tock, Christopher. Tick tock.
If you're gonna kill me, just kill me. For the love of God, shut the fuck up!
Oh, I wish I could stay walking around to death. But I can't. Nothing else for me. Bye.
Chris, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
We managed to intercept an email Lucas just sent out. Listen to this. Umbrella and Redfield have been taken care of. Dealing with them cost me some time. Cost them a lot more. But I can still get that data to you, but we're quits after that.
Yeah. This might be our chance. Who'd he send it to?
We're still decrypting that. Just get Lucas.
Keep me posted.
Those baby molded will never move out of their initial starting position, so no reason to worry about them. I'm just looking at these photos over here, just for shits and giggles. Because at this point I know I'm not going to take any hits. Take this guy out with a punch. File number 5, the E001 log is over here. This room is worth going into because more ramrods. I'd avoid it in a speedrun, but since this is a no damage run, it's worth it to be safe. That fat molded is going to spawn and just vomit straight up, so we can just run right behind him. I decided to go ahead and use the handgun to finish off the four-legged molded there because he wasn't going to track me there. He wasn't going to follow me. But the projectile vomit would have still hit me for sure.
Oh, geez. What the hell?
Lucas!
If I despawn the fat molded, then he won't show up unless I go around that corner over there. So I'm just going to kill the regular molded here. Open this locker, grab the 2 grenades. There's file number 6. More handgun bullets. I just picked up those grenades just to show where they were. Sometimes they're incendiaries, I think. There's 2 more incendiaries there, speaking of. Also, that turret is empty. It's just there to make you jump. We're going to get enough shotgun shells to be able to beat Lucas in the room where we have to fight him. File number 7. File number 8. It says Fun Fun Diary. Then file number 9 is around the corner here. You can unlock the door to the right and go back out to the laboratory area that we just went through, but there's not really much of a point to doing it. So now we're going to go into this cargo area.
You should be dead.
What seems to be a cargo area anyway.
We know you're funneling info to someone.
That's none of your goddamn business, Chris. A lot of people out there want to know about our little AV.
Then try to grab as many things as we
Friends the
can.
connections know about this?
Generally, the
Strike me as the
next
forgiving
fight
type.
is going to go like this.
My business.
We're going to use flames and shotgun shells in order to reveal Lucas's core. I'll explain as I go.
I can't. I don't. No. I don't believe it.
Believe it. It's over.
No. No way.
Just shut up and accept it, Lucas.
Love that, wouldn't you? Oh boy.
Got a situation down here.
Infection is at critical mass.
Tell me something I don't.
It's so weird that the blood splatter is just floating
Extreme caution.
above all the
Oh,
mold
that's
there.
Like I haven't been since we got here.
Right, so the boss fight is going to go a little something like this. The handgun is going to be equipped with ramrods, and we're going to have our flame grenades. There should be like around 10 or 11 or so in our inventory up to this point, assuming we haven't used a single one. I have 10 and 37 shotgun shells. So we have to wait for him to get all the way up, then we have to wait for him to roar, then we're going to wait for the wind up of the first attack, throw a grenade. Then we're going to just keep shooting him in the head. If you're not feeling safe, then you can back off and throw another flame. But once his heart is exposed, we shoot 5 ramrod bullets. And that's enough damage to complete the first cycle. You can't deal any more damage to him after that. Next, we're going to just camp in this corner over here and wait for him to jump down. And when he does, he's going to roar again. And we got to wait for the attack. Keep our distance all the same, because he does have one attack that's going to be pretty long range. In general, just try to make space. 2 shotgun shells, then equip the flame grenade in anticipation that he's going to expose his heart. Then we're going to fire off anywhere between 5 to 6 ramrods for the second cycle. I like to fire 6 just to be safe, because the third phase is actually a breeze. Then we're going to return to this part over here, reload the shotgun, equip the flame grenades again. Then after he jumps down, he's not going to roar, he's just going to straight up attack. Then we switch between flame grenades and attacking, because flame grenades are just going to stun him every time. And then finish him off with shotgun shells, and that is how you beat Lucas on Professional without taking a single hit. Pretty cool, huh?
Game over. Finally.
Chris, the data transfer is almost complete.
How do I stop it?
You need to find a way to shut down the server. There may be some transformer relays you can... Okay, that worked. Gonna be some pissed computer techs up here, but...
From your river. What's the sit rep?
the facility is clear. Even the newer breeds have been neutralized.
Then I'm out of here.
Perimeter wall is up and operational.
Good. Think we did any good here?
Not for them, unfortunately. But the mold is contained. Hopefully, they're Evie's last victims.
Hopefully.
Chris, there's a call for you. You need to take it back at the camp.
All right. I'm on my way.
So this was not a hero on professional mode. No damage. That's all the files and all the collectibles. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys like what you see, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also check out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/carcinogenSDA. I stream Resident Evil there full-time almost every day. Also, please check out my other videos by checking the description. All the playlists are listed there, as well as ways to support my channel if you feel so inclined. But without any further ado, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next video.